Yo, make sure you hit the like, comment, subscribe if you like and enjoy my videos. We got Nicholas Irving on Israel attacking Iran over nuclear weapons. I was sold the same lie in Iraq. Let's get into it. Shout out for that.
I'm sure you've heard that Trump placed the Trump administration placed a travel ban on 19 different countries, and he's thinking about expanding that to 36 more.
To how many?
To 36.
Bro just finding out. Is bro just finding out? He said to how many?
More countries. Like right now, there's a travel ban in places like Afghanistan, the Republic of Congo, Guinea, Iran, Libya, Somalia. But he's like, yo, you know what? Why stop there? There's about 36 other countries I want to place a ban on.
And people were pissed off about that, saying, well, why would you want to go there anyways? I look at it like we have people who have family in those countries and different places. What if they just want to go visit family? You can't, you know what I mean? I think that in itself is kind of like messed up, that you can, you know, have another man tell you where you can and can't go, when you got to be at home. Sounds like, I don't know. I don't like the vibe of it. But you can tell like American people where you can and cannot travel to. I don't care if you have family over there, family over here, you can't go because you might come back radicalized or as a terrorist or whatnot. I don't know. But I think that like it's kind of messed up that you can dictate where grown adults, humans can and cannot go. Yeah, this is a free country, free world, right? Until it's time to go pay a visit to some family in a third world.
And to add on that, it's like the U.S. is like they micromanage stuff like that. Like they so like, oh, we don't want no one trying to take us over and trying to. It's like they micromanage so hard on that. You know what I'm saying?
Or what they would consider a shithole country, then it's a problem. I don't like that. I don't like being told and where I can and cannot go. I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, there are many Afghanis and Africans and, you know, Somalians, different countries that have family here. They literally cannot jump on a plane and come visit.
Right. We rescued some Afghans, not us, not me, but the U.S. and the organizations. They rescued some of the interpreters and people who helped the United States in Afghanistan to come over here to flee Afghanistan when it was falling. And they have family over there. You know, I wonder how they feel about it. One of the interpreters who like spent 15 years working alongside the U.S. and they want to go visit family and they can't because, you know.
Yeah, there's a travel ban.
Yeah.
Let me pick your brain on this.
Now, it's not like necessarily permanent as far as like, is it? Because I'm not sure. I have to do some research on that. But like, let's say another president was to get elected, can they just remove that travel ban? I'm pretty sure that can happen. So just once he's gone, there's hope that you can get your country unbanned from the travel. So
Israel never gets rest. It seems like in the history of the world, this place has been fighting. I mean, my God, they've got to be exhausted. But they launched major attacks on the Iranian capital of Tehran.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there have been escalating tensions because Israel believes that Iran is rapidly advancing their nuclear program, and they hit them hard. They targeted these nuclear sites and major military facilities, and they also took out a couple of their top nuclear mines in those countries.
Mm-hmm.
When you hear stuff like this, now granted, Israel is also mid-war with Palestine.
That's ballsy. That's ballsy. That's
like,
ballsy.
What is your thoughts?
One, fighting two fronts at once is a ballsy move. We did it. We tried to do it. I guess we did all right. I don't know. Didn't look like that at the end, but Israel has been saying Iran has had nuclear weapons since like the 90s. And certain points in the 90s and early 2000s, they were saying Iran was only a couple of days away, a couple of weeks ago. This was back in, in the early 2000s, 90s, that Iran was this many days away from having a nuclear weapon, weeks away from having a nuclear weapon. There's like, I believe, about 25 different separate occasions throughout history, Iran or Israel has said Iran has had the capability of making nuclear weapons for some time. Bush was talking about it. When I was in the military, dang,
bro, that's scary, bro. I didn't see that over here in the corner, like the shadow. I was like, bro, am I tripping? Like, what,
too much,
was
but
that? But that was him.
We went to other places other than Iraq and Afghanistan, and I don't know. I think that we got to be careful about the propaganda we're being spewed and told to believe. I think that just because somebody says, oh, look, they have nuclear, I don't know what a nuclear weapons manufacturing place looks like from the satellite imagery. The same way that they sold us weapons of mass destruction going into Iraq. All the satellite photos that, who was the,
that was
General,
Bush. That was wasn't that the Bush administration?
Yeah, the Bush administration, but that one, General.
Was that Gaddafi or Saddam Hussein? That was Saddam
Hussein. Yeah. We got rid of Gaddafi for, I believe that was about him trying to do his own thing and about to start his own currency. I don't know. But when it comes to Iraq, we were sold an entire lie on that. And the American people, we were shown all these satellite imageries of nuclear weapons of mass destruction, chemical warfare buildings, and all this and that. I went there. And I don't remember coming across, and the closest thing we came to WMD was chlorine. That was it. We were sold a lie on that.
Chlorine, like chlorine that you would put in a swimming pool or something?
Same chlorine, yeah. But when you strap it to an IED, you get a chlorine bomb and it messes you up a little bit. But yeah, that's like the closest I've come to weapons of mass destruction. We had a mission going into a big warehouse where they believed weapons of mass destruction were being held at. We went in there and we had we got issued atropine or some big ass needle that you stick into your chest. It's almost like the movie The Rock with Nicolas Cage, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Man, listen, I'm getting the whole speech, like where to inject it. I think it was in our thigh or something like that. But it's a big ass needle of, I believe it was atropine or something like that. And we had our NBC, nuclear, biological, and chemical warfare kits on us. And we went there, nothing was in there but chlorine. And we had dropped 2 500-pound bombs on it. That was it. I'm still, the weapons of mass destruction they were talking about, it was gold bars. Saddam Hussein had a lot of gold and even more oil. That was the weapons we were going after of mass destruction, the root of all evil.
That oil.
Wow. And, it's crazy because that lie was proven.
Yep.
It's not even like this is somewhere.
Out of everything, you think that's like the most valuable thing you can have out of everything? Like just some natural gas? Like, I wonder.
Sealed in a vault and
some oil.
It's a bunch of redacted documents where you can't see that that entire raid, getting Saddam up out of there, the whole we have concrete proof that they have weapons of mass destruction. It was all a lie, and it is proven, documented. There is no disputing, and America just keeps moving on like, okay, who's next?
Right, exactly. That's what blows my mind. I think people forget. I'm like, bro, we've been sold a lie so much on who to go fight and where to go to war and what they have. They'll show you pictures. They'll put it front page. They'll have CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, like documentaries about this stuff. And it was all a lie. And you want me? I've been there. I was sold that same lie. And I went there and I saw the lie and I participated in it. You want me to believe this next one too from the same people who already lied to me? Come on.
Yeah, the Civil War. Civil War is on the way, man. Civil War on the way. Civil War 2. Civil War on the way, bro. That's all I gotta say. Like, that's all I can say. Like, I mean, a lot of people starting to see the U.S. ain't. You know what I'm saying? That's tough. That's tough. It'll be alright, though. It'll be alright. In the end, it'll all be alright. It'll all be alright.